Welcome back to Livie's Lovelies, your inspirational craft channel, and I'm your host, Fam the Fabulous. For more ideas, inspiration, swaps, and challenges, click the link in the description below to join our craft community, the Maker Exchange, on Facebook. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, all my artists, creatives, crafters, and makers. Welcome back to the Lovely Lab, and welcome to the 2022 Index Card Art Series, week number 2. Now, if you're not familiar with this new series we have on the channel, it is where we take one of these prompts each week in consecutive order, and we sit for a second, think about what that word means to us. Now, I'm going to give you a definition each week of the verbs, the adjectives, and the nouns that define that word. And then you're free to allow it to inspire you to create on your index card. Now, remember, you can use 3 by 5, 4 by 6, 5 by 8 index cards. It doesn't matter. It's up to you. But by week number 52, I hope that we will all have a mini art collection that we can either display, share, swap, or exchange, or create, something else from. So let's go ahead and get started with week number 2, which is the word wind. Now, wind is defined as one of the nouns is the perceptible natural movement of the air, especially in the form of a current of air blowing from a particular direction. Also, wind is described as breath as needed in physical exertion or in speech. Now, the verb would be detect the presence of a person or animal by scent. So, catch wind of something. Now, so I gave thought to this prior to turning the camera on. And for me, I settled on number 2, which is breath as needed in physical exertion or in speech or in singing or in song. So for me, wind, it's most obviously air is important, but for me, song, singing, what we express in melodic and harmonious form, that's central and key to my existence. I am a lover of music, a variety of genres. I have some classic favorite artists. One of them you hear me talk about all the time, which is Mary J. Blige. So she was in an article recently and I clipped her out. I am not like a super fan in general. Like I'm not like I'm going to follow somebody around the globe, but I have seen her more than 4 times in concert. So I probably would, if ever there was an artist that I would be a super fan of, it would be her. So, and the reason why I picked her is because over the years, she has used her gift of song to express parts of her life's journey that were either to be celebrated, highlighted, or, just a form of a release. And a lot of times I found her song and her messaging mirrored what I was going through at the time. So starting off when I first heard her at the age of 15, a year after my mom passed away, her first song was Be Happy. That was the first song that hit the radio. And oh my gosh, it resonated with me because, I was going through a really rough time. From the day my mom passed away, I went to go stay with my aunt and uncle, and then there was a little bit of a struggle with my dad, and we ended up coming to move with him. And my home life there it was no, walk through the park. But nevertheless, at that time, I just wanted to be happy. I could look around and see my friends, enjoying high school life, and I was doing anything but. And so that song, because it had like the R&B sound with a hip hop beat to it, it resonated within me. you know, because that's where I was in life. You know, I was born in the era of rhythm and blues, you know, R&B, you know, the Patti LaBelle's, the Shaka Khan's, Earth, Wind and Fires, and all of that stuff. But I was also, I was, my generation was introduced to hip hop. So it was the perfect combination for me. Now I know I'm going on, but I just need to share with you why she is my favorite artist and why her Wind, her song, has been so important in my life. And over the years, as she has grown up, I have grown up, because I think we're about 4 or 5 years apart. So she's turning 50 this year, or turned 50 recently. And so she's actually been, you know, in the mainstream for about 30 years. That says a lot. It says a lot about, you know, your audience, that you've been able to relate to them and they've been able to relate to you for that amount of time. So the gift of song, Wind, that we use to deliver that song, I'm using Mary as my point of reference here. So before I get started, now I showed you I am using the 4x6 index cards, right? And so I went on ahead and backed a few of these with napkin, but I'm going to back the opposite side with, as I've shown you already, the, what do you call it? The inside of the wrapping paper. I'm going to actually go ahead and do both of them at the same time. So give me a second. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video for a second just so I can get that laid out. And if you have some thicker cardstock that you want to back yours with, go ahead and, you know, pause me and go ahead and do yours, and then we'll come right back and continue chatting together, right? Okay, will that fit? I think that might just, look at that, just barely fit. I ain't gonna try, I don't trust it. You turn it that way. All right, so I'll be right back, guys. Okay, so I went on ahead and dried it and cut it out, because I used two different, I used glue stick for this one, which wasn't a good idea, because I was haphazardly putting it on and I didn't go all the way to the edge, which is fine because I'll still use this one on one of them where I know I'm going to stitch around the edges. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that for this one, so I'm just holding off on this one, and I'll just cut around that when I'm done. So this one has a brown for if I want to journal, or if I just want to put my name back there or document what, you know, what this is all about. Okay, my art is all about. So I'm not going to do it like this, or should I? No, I think I want to break it up and do it a little bit differently. So the whole thing is not going to fit on the index card, which is fine, but I do want to use the image that the part of the image that I feel captures more of why she's one of my favorite artists. Okay, so, and I'm gonna have to fussy cut. I went on ahead and backed this on some white cardstock, some scrap white cardstock. Actually, I'm not too fond of that image. This is like real 1990. The rest of them are fine. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and use this half. So I am going to go ahead and fussy cut this part. Let me start here. And because this is not an important part of the art, I'm about to put y'all on pause because y'all don't need to see me fussy cut. And furthermore, I struggled heavily with this, so y'all don't need to be bothered with it. So I'll be right back when it's complete. The fussy cutting, that is. Fussy cut complete. I'm so proud of myself. So proud of myself. All right. So now what I want to do is, let me just chop up a little bit more this the front, the top, because that's important. Her hair, you know how important a sister's hair is. You cannot overlook the coif in the mane. Okay. Just clean that up a bit. All right, Mary. I couldn't leave you that way. All right, so I think I am going to use some black soot to go around the edge. Something tells me I probably should go with vintage photo, but no, life is harsh. So life can be harsh. Can I get this together over here? Good gracious. So we're gonna go with. Yep, this is good. This is good. All right. Prayerfully, I won't mess up any of the tiniest of the die cuts, because when you start getting little corners and edges, that's why I don't like fussy cutting stuff myself. Okay, so we have went on ahead and did the stitching, and I'm just going to take my Heidi or Maggie Holmes stamp and stamp the word remember on here, right on the tab. See if I can get this right. Good enough for me. All right, so here is what we have. We have Mary J. Blige holding her little trophies. Well, I say little, but honey, I ain't got none of them. A butterfly that represents transformation, transition, which we have seen her do on and off the camera. And a little bit of, that famous animal print and some lace. That animal print is obviously symbolic of, the ones who love the flair of fashion. And so, I can't completely encapsulate all of what she represents in terms of music, but I wanted to take the opportunity to really just honor what she has contributed to the marketplace and the industry for women, and in her gift of song using her wind. Okay, so there we have it. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope that you'll use this weekly word prompt to inspire you to create a little work of art. Okay, now that being said, stay tuned for next week, where we will go into the word soft. We'll use the word soft in the next word prompt, and see how that will inspire our next piece. Now, until we're back together here on YouTube and Patreon, guys, stay encouraged, stay blessed, stay creative and crafty. Bye for now.
If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Hit subscribe to join the crafty community, and be sure to click the bell for notifications of new uploads. Thank you so much for watching. Now stay tuned for more from Livie's Lovelies, your inspirational craft channel. Bye for now.